8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, ESPN and Univision, LA Galaxy versus Chivas, and LAFC versus Club America. Doubleheader at SoFi Stadium. The first ever soccer game at SoFi. It's going to be sold out, and it is, when you talk about soccer in North America, arguably the four biggest clubs in the region. Michele, you've been talking to me about this game for weeks, knowing you were going to be on it, covering it. And once you heard the sellout, what's your excitement for what this event will be, and sort of what are you getting on in the buzz from the city?
These are the games, these are the days that when you are part of a broadcast team or you're part of a production team or just being a fan in the stands or watching the TV, these are the days that make it worth it. I cannot tell you how excited I am. This is going to be massive. Like you said, I'm sorry for another Major League Soccer teams if they get offended, but yeah, we're talking about the four biggest, at least on brand teams. And in Mexico, there's no discussion. Tigres, Monterrey, that's, you guys are new in town, so chill. It's Chivas, America, and Galaxy, of course, Major League Soccer, but what LAFC is doing right now. And just, it's just gonna be, I don't know, at SoFi for NFL is 70,000 people, so I don't know how the seating chart is gonna change with the field being turned into a soccer specific stadium, but it's gonna be close to that. Let's say the number is 70,000 people, and I mean, the city is buzzing. I was there. Chivas and America were training at the LA Galaxy facility. The amount of media is something that you don't see normally covering MLS week to week. LAFC was training on their training side at the same time, and just fans are outside their gates waiting for players. That it doesn't happen when you go during the week to watch or cover Galaxy or to go and watch and cover LAFC. They're not fans and media trying to climb fences to watch people train. And that happened yesterday because America and Chivas are in town. So it's going to be massive. I'm so excited. I barely slept last night. It's a dream come true to be part of this. And I think it's going to be a great appetizer of what we're going to see next year when these games count and a trophy is on the line between MLS and Liga MX.
This is the Leagues Cup showcase in this year in between when we get, as you said, Leagues Cup. Every single team in MLS, every single team in Liga MX will be facing off in that month-long competition starting next year. And I love what you said about the coverage of it, because I'm at home watching your coverage, 2DNA, Univision, the whole week. One, because I want to see Josie Altidore every time, but also because of this game, and you feel the energy around it. You feel the excitement around it. You lived in Mexico City. You've obviously covered Liga MX for a long time. You're now covering MLS full time. What's your gauge on the way the games are being viewed and sort of the way the events being viewed south of the border?
Well, we got to remember that these past 2 years hasn't been very good for Mexico on club teams and national team against the US. So American Chivas come to this midway game in a very tough position. They haven't started well in Liga MX Torneo Apertura. Chivas hasn't won a game in 6 games. America, if I'm not mistaken, has won just one, maybe two, but they're basically at the bottom of the table. And in Mexico, they're talking about that Ricardo Cadenas and El Tan Ortiz, both head coaches from Chivas and America, could lose their jobs if they don't win next Saturday on Liga MX matches. But it's not allowed to lose or not win against Major League Soccer teams on Wednesdays. So you better win today, both teams, and then go on Saturday on a quick turnaround and save your jobs. So they're both coaches and both teams are put in a difficult situation because they know the pressure. Even these are friendly games, but in Mexico, they're not playing with this. Like, it's, even if it's a friendly, it's LAFC, it's Galaxy, it's Chicharito, it's Vela on the other side. It's not allowed for another Liga MX team to lose a game again against an MLS side.
It is. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be interesting. Club America, we'll talk about their history against MLS sides in a moment. Let's start with the first game, though. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN, on Univision. What time do you guys go on for pregame?
3 p.m. local.
It's an all-you-can-eat buffet of soccer coverage, of energy. You should tune in. And then, of course, there are the 4 MLS games going on simultaneously. So you got a double screen tonight. But let's start with Galaxy Chivas. And let's be real. The only story people are going to walk into the game talking about is Chicharito versus Chivas. It's the academy he came up through. It is the club that he made his professional debut with. It is the club he scored against Manchester United with, where he ended up going. It is also the club that his grandfather played for as a legend back in the day. He is a generational Chivas player, and now he gets to play against them in LA at SoFi in front of a sold-out crowd, which I think is going to be heavily Chivas. They are the most well-supported team probably in the United States from a club side. How special is this moment going to be, and sort of how does he and the team sort of handle this game?
The team is going to handle the game on the Chivas side. Like I said, the coach said already that they're going to try to put a competitive team on the field, but they're going to save a lot of players. So that's what we're talking about, right? They have a massive must-win game on Saturday against Mazatlan. On the Galaxy side, Greg Vanney mentioned yesterday that they're going to put a very competitive, almost first-team choice on the field. But like you mentioned, the only story that matters is Chicharito against Chivas. And that's all people could talk, and he talked yesterday on the press conference previewing the game. It's Chivas, it's his true love. It's the team where his grandfather played, the most important figure in his life. His grandfather that died during 2020, and that was a very tough hit for him, and he has spoken about it a lot, how hard was that, mixed with COVID, mixed with getting injured, mixed with getting divorced, etc., but losing his grandparents. So his grandfather was a Chivas legend, and then he grew up being a fan of Chivas. He played at Chivas, and he still mentions that it's true love, and to give people a look of what Chicharito still means in Mexico, and for the kids that come up in the Chivas academy. Fernando Beltran, which is probably their best player, alongside with Alexi Vegas right now, was talking about yesterday. And Fernando Beltran right now. It's on the Mexican national team, and he has a real shot of going to Qatar. He said, "I'm gonna be nervous tomorrow meeting Chicharito." That's how much he means in Mexico, and all these kids that look at him as the legend that came out of Chivas Academy, and they want to emulate them. So it's a love story. Chicharito with Chivas, Chivas with Chicharito, and that's what the Mexican media and the people here in Mexico that are also Galaxy fans are very looking forward.
It's going to be special. I think it's part of the reason Chicharito came back to be in LA. I think he wanted to be around that Mexican culture again. And this is his opportunity to do something historic. As we said, this is the first ever soccer game at SoFi. This is the new, big stadium in LA, which of course the Rose Bowl has hosted as many big soccer games as any stadium on the planet. World Cup finals, Women's World Cup finals, of course, massive club games, sold out games. That was the stadium. And I think now SoFi is going to start to take over, and Chicharito gets to be a part of the first ever moment there and sort of go up on the wall, as you see when you go into stadiums, about the great moments that occurred. I think this is going to be one of them. LA Galaxy versus Chivas, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, ESPN and Univision. And then the doubleheader, LAFC against Club America in the Leagues Cup Showcase. Second game, 11:15 p.m. Eastern Time is the slated kickoff. ESPN and Univision as well. And reminder, this is a rematch of 2020 CCL. Carlos Vela scored to beat Club America in that one. It was, of course, a bubble tournament down in Orlando. And then a few days later, Miguel Herrera, Piojo himself, got fired after losing to LAFC. They also, Club America, lost in Atlanta in 2019 in the Campeones Cup, which brings me back to, as you said, Michele, these games are huge for the Liga MX sides. It has been a tough stretch over the last few years, with Seattle winning CCL, with, of course, LAFC making the final in 2020, and then the Campeones Cups that we've seen. And that sort of all adds into the drama of what this game will be.
I'm so excited about this game. This is the game that I'm most excited about. There's bad blood here, guys. There is bad blood, and I'm pounding the table, the desk I'm working on. this yesterday on the presser, because you know that the caveat of that, like you mentioned, LAFC beat America on the semifinal of the CONCACAF Champions League in 2020 with Carlos Vela scoring 2 goals, and that was the game that after that game Piojo Herrera got fired. So now on the presser yesterday, the America people tried to downplay it. His coach Tan Ortiz like, well, I wasn't here, and these players are brand new. Like, we move forward. We don't care about the past. We are America. We're gonna we just look forward. Tomorrow we're when we use this jersey. You know, all the cliches, right? I don't even know. I don't pay attention to Major League. That's something that Ortiz said yesterday, his coach. I don't pay attention to Major League Soccer. I don't even know which position LAFC is on the table. And then on the LAFC presser, Carlos Vela gets asked, and he said, yeah, I don't know about that either. The only thing that I know is that call me when this is a competitive match, because the last time we played, I scored 2 goals on them and kicked them out of the tournament. Boom, roasted. Let's go, Carlos Vela. I'm all in with LAFC tonight. And I'm so excited about this game. The bad blood is real, and this Vela America thing, it just got started.
I love that it's love on the Chicharito side with Chivas, and then it's just pure animosity on the Vela LAFC side with Club America. And LAFC, you know, we opened this segment up saying like the 4 biggest names in North America. I think the Galaxy are fairly undisputed globally. They're the biggest name in Major League Soccer. Chivas, the biggest name in Mexico, the most trophies. America, a close second. At times, maybe they're arguably first. LAFC is the one that is the new kids on the block, but has been so successful. They've had such big names. They've played such incredible soccer. Bank of California is such a great atmosphere for them to sort of publicize around the world and be noticed. And now Bale and Chiellini coming has put the spotlight on them. These are opportunities for LAFC to sort of plant their flag, especially with the amount of probably new fans watching, where if Gareth Bale starts, they play their soccer. You've got Ile pulling the strings, Cifuentes in central midfield. That's something to me that people will come to and say like, whoa, who is this team? This is someone I could watch in the future. And that's something worth playing for LAFC alone.
Yeah, and that's something that also Carlos talked yesterday. Like, that win against America was, as of now, probably their biggest win in club history. Probably no, I think it's the biggest win.
Yeah, win. They've not really won playoff games.
Yeah, in club history. And he said that was the win when we show everyone that this young team, or young in the sense of just like 2 years after they started playing, that we're here building something special. And now we're seeing it on Major League Soccer. And now people are aware what LAFC is doing. No matter what the coach and the players in America are saying that they don't pay attention to Major League Soccer, they know who Carlos Vela is. They know who Gareth Bale is. And they better know who Gareth Bale is, because Gareth Bale is starting tonight. I'm telling you this exclusively, although I tweeted out yesterday, so it's not exclusive anymore. So Gareth Bale is
exclusive to Twitter.
Exclusive to Twitter Spaces. Gareth Bale is starting tonight, and they better be ready, because LAFC is putting a team out that is going to be very competitive. It's going to have rotation, but the thing is that even LAFC doing heavy rotation, it's still a ridiculous team. It's absurd. Like, it's what they're going to put today. They're resting a lot of people, but the team they're putting out today, they're starting 11. It's like, is this your like bench, like B team? Like, this is scary. This has to be scary for the rest of Major League Soccer when they see the starting 11 tonight, which is not their first option.
No, they are definitely one of the deepest teams we've ever seen. You look at if they were to rotate in midfield, they could start Seba Mendez, who's a starter for the Ecuador national team, go to the World Cup. They could start Cifuentes. They could start Latif Blessing. They could start Kellen Acosta. A ton of different options. Ryan Hollingshead along the back line. Eddie Segura still getting comfortable.
You want the starting 11? I can give it to you. Do you want it?
Do you want it? I want anything you want to do.
Okay.
You are my guest.
Okay. I'm going to say this is the LAFC starting 11 today. Again, heavy rotation, but still, this is a ridiculous starting 11. So it's going to be Crepon on goal. So this is the back line. And the back line, the fourth on the back, it's a complete 100% rotation. So this is literally the bench on LAFC. Center backs are going to be Ibeaga and Mamadou Fall. Eddie Segura is going to be on the right as a right back, and Ryan Hollingsley is going to be the left back. Kellen Acosta is going to play as a 6. with Seba Mendes and Latif Blessing as both number 8s, Gareth Bale as on the right side, Chicho Arango starting number 9, Brian Rodriguez on the left wing. So that's a rotated LAFC squad.
So it's only a Uruguay national team player, the starter for the Wales national team, and Chicho Arango along the front line as a rotated team. Yeah, it's a pretty talented group of players. It's pretty special. It's going to be a fun one here tonight. Let me ask you one last question. You think Vela gets booed?
Yes.
I think he's going to love it too. I think he wants to.
Of 1,000%. He thrives on that.